Hello, welcome back. Today we are making a very special recipe. Today we're going to be making Gigi's chocolate chip cookies. Gigi is my grandmother and she makes the best chocolate chip cookies ever. There's a few secret ingredients. I'm going to show you what they are and then you can't tell anyone. You ready? Here we go. We're going to start with the dry ingredients, and so here I have 2 1/4 cups of King Arthur flour. Gigi says that King Arthur flour is the best flour to use, so that's what we have here. And these aren't just any kind of cups. This is a heaping cup of flour, and I want to show you what a heaping cup of flour is. So, a heaping cup of flour is going to have flour kind of heaping over the sides like that. This is going to help the cookies rise. So we got the flour here, and now we're gonna put in 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And then we're gonna put in 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. I like to use kosher salt. I think it gives the nice flavor to the cookies. And then we wanna make sure that we mix this up, the dry ingredients, real well. And now for our cookie making, what am I supposed to say?
Take 7. Take 9.
This is the first secret ingredient, okay? This first secret ingredient is not butter. We're not using butter for these cookies. We're using Crisco. This is 1 cup Crisco. I have it already here in this nice cookie pan. And we are going to add 3/4 of sugar, 3/4 cup sugar, and 3/4 cup packed dark brown sugar. Now, Gigi says to use dark brown sugar because she feels like the dark brown sugar really gives the cookies a nice caramel look. So I'm gonna dump this in here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix this together till it's nice and mixed through and all the sugar is dissolved. So now that we have the sugar mixed up with the Crisco real good, we're gonna add 2 eggs, 1 at a time. But I wanted to say why I use a hand mixer instead of an electric stand mixer. People ask me all the time, why don't you use your KitchenMaid? Why don't you get it out? I don't enjoy the KitchenMaid electric stand mixer because I think I have more control and power with the hand mixer of how I want it to be mixed. And plus Gigi, she only ever used a hand mixer, so that's what I'm doing too. I already have an egg in here. I'm just gonna mix it up. Okay, now we're gonna put the other egg in. Mix that up. Okay, and then we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Okay. And then we're gonna mix that up until it's all nice and good and nice and mixed. Here's my flour mixture. I'm just gonna mix this in with the rest of the ingredients a little bit at a time. I don't dump the whole thing in until it's all mixed up. And now we have the final ingredient, which is 2 cups of semi-sweet morsels. Gigi only ever uses the brand Nestle Toll House semi-sweet morsels, so that's what we are gonna use. We're gonna put them in and mix them up. So I wanna share a story about my favorite thing about Gigi's cookies. And my favorite thing about Gigi's cookies is eating the cookie dough. And I have really, really, really great memories of Gigi making cookies for us in the kitchen as little kids, and then when the cookie dough came and she'd mix in those chocolate morsels, she'd let us each have 1 small little tablespoon of cookie dough. And that was my favorite part. Well, sometimes Gigi would leave the kitchen to go do something, or maybe she had to go into the other room to grab something. And I don't know if she knows this, but even though I had already had 1 taste of the cookie dough, I would put my hand in there and I'd grab some more and eat it while she wasn't looking. It's so good. This is still one of my favorite parts of making these cookies. It's what Jack really likes, and Kishan is the cookie dough part, and so I wanted to share that with you today. I have a cookie sheet here lined with parchment paper. I like to use parchment paper because I think it just cooks the cookies more evenly. And I'm just gonna take a spoon here, get a nice size cookie and put it on the sheet. And then I'm just gonna continue doing this. Just space them apart a little bit until you're all out of cookie dough. This is something that I do. Gigi doesn't do this. This is something that I learned from my friend Christina. She uses coarse crystal sea salt, just a little bit on each cookie top. And the sea salt mixed with the chocolate is so good. So I just take a little bit and sprinkle it right on the top of each cookie before I put it in the oven. Now the cookies are ready to go in the oven. We have a preheated oven to 375. I'm gonna put the cookies in. Okay, and Gigi, I forget, every oven is different. Gigi, she'd cook them for about 8 to 10 minutes and then put them up on the stove and let them cook on the stove for another 2 minutes. My oven does not work that well, so I usually cook them for about 11 minutes. I check on them and then I'll take them out and see how they are. Now they're all ready to come out of the oven. Oh, they look so good. Okay, perfect. So we're just gonna leave them here to cook and cool just a few more minutes on the stovetop. So here I have the finished product, Gigi's chocolate chip cookies. And I forgot to mention the last secret ingredient, but you know what it is? You're not gonna be able to get it. It's Gigi's love. That's the ultimate secret ingredient to Gigi's chocolate chip cookies. I hope you enjoy them.